As you know, there have been differences of view between Turkey, between Qatar, between the United States, the United Kingdom, France, other regional states. But the diplomacy of the last 2 or 3 weeks has led to a much more collective approach, and we hope that that can be also signaled in this Manama Dialogue.
Well, this particular event is happening after the P5+1 failed to meet a deadline on Iran. How might that affect the conversation?
There is genuinely a political will on both sides, the P5+1 and Iran, to arrive at this agreement. They were quite close when they had to make the extension. One of the things that is difficult is, even if you come to an agreement, then making those technical agreements is very challenging. So I'm encouraged by the fact that they were confident enough to make the extension in 2 parts, with March being the deadline for the political agreement, but giving substantial time for the technical annexes to be drafted and agreed.
This is the 10th time you are holding the Manama Dialogue, and by some accounts, security in the region has actually gotten worse. Is that of concern to you?
It's true that the intramural politics of the GCC have never been more challenging. The relationship with outside powers rarely so uncertain. The prospect of failed states around the region never greater, and the sense of countries taking an individual approach to their national security challenges has also been particularly profound in the last couple of years. So we do meet at a time of deteriorating security in the region. I think what has been positive in the last year or two are 2 things. First, that countries in the region from outside have recognized that a collective approach is really the only way to try to address these problems, and the freelancing of the last year is coming to an end. The idea of a more collective approach is now much more profound. And secondly, that the debate over strategic analyses and differences is much more open.
One of the countries that's participating here is Singapore, and it's represented by its defense minister. Is there a growing concern over regional security issues like extremism spilling over into Asia?
I think a number of Asian countries are concerned because there are Asian nationals who've been traveling to Syria, and like the Europeans who suffer from this, there is a concern that Asians who travel to Syria might come back having learnt the techniques of jihad and been inspired by that, and perhaps carry out terrorist attacks on home soil. So there's no question that Asian countries consider the ISIL phenomenon as a global problem, not just a regional one.